sacrifice in Mesoamerican culture.
In the mesmerizing realms of Mesoamerica, where the sun kissed the temples and the gods thirsted for appeasement, human sacrifice was a dramatic dance between man and divinity. The Aztecs, with their reputation for this ritual, were but one act in a grand spectacle that spanned centuries, enchanting not only them but also their predecessors, the enigmatic Maya. The Maya and Aztecs, like seasoned performers, knew that appeasing the gods was the key to maintaining the celestial order and safeguarding their societies. They didn't stumble upon this notion, it was etched into the very fabric of their existence. Sacrifices were their currency to repay the gods' favors and secure their civilization's prosperity. It was their twisted insurance policy against calamity. But let's not be fooled by the Aztec showmanship alone. The Maya knew a thing or two about this macabre dance before the Aztecs came waltzing into the Valley of Mexico. Sacrifices were no one-hit wonder for them. They had been hitting those celestial high notes long before their counterparts stole the limelight. And what set these civilizations apart, making them the rock stars of human sacrifice? It wasn't just some occasional ritual they threw in for good measure. It was their devotion that took center stage. Sacrifices were as woven into their lives as the lyrics to their favorite songs. Festivals, agriculture, and the crowning of rulers all had a place in the sacrificial spotlight. The chosen ones, the unfortunate stars of this savage spectacle, were plucked from their midst. Prisoners of war or members of rival parties drew the short straw and found themselves thrust onto the celestial stage. And let's remember the supporting cast of animals, for it seems the gods had a taste for human and animal offerings, a buffet for the divine. But the show had to go on, and the Spanish conquistadors were more than eager to witness this exotic performance. Their chroniclers took notes, capturing the vivid scenes in ink for posterity. Bernal Diaz del Castillo penned the script, unveiling the dark secrets of Mesoamerican rites. The Spanish soon decided that the show was over. They stormed onto the stage, armed with swords and crosses, and demanded an encore, a spectacle of a different kind. They extinguished the sacrificial flames with death threats and brought the curtain down on this age-old act. The gods' thirst went unquenched, but the ritual was no more. The Aztecs, with their legend of the five suns, believed that the gods had made the ultimate sacrifice to create and sustain humanity. This mythical backdrop provided the cosmic justification for their bloody performances. From auto-sacrifice to elaborate ceremonies, the Aztecs and Maya showcased their ingenuity in their performance arts. They bled themselves, danced, and sang hymns to the gods, all to keep the celestial audience appeased. Gladiatorial fights, ball games, and even the gruesome spectacles of burning and flaying added flair to their repertoire. But like any good performance, this one had its critics. Ethically, sacrificing humans like show animals raises more than a few eyebrows in our enlightened times. The loss of life, the suffering, and the brutality were no mere trifles. And let's not forget the fallout from the conquest, which spelled cultural obliteration and loss. Still, this dark chapter in human history cannot be ignored. Its importance lies in the fascinating glimpse it offers into these ancient cultures and the lessons it holds for us today. Studying human sacrifice helps us understand the complex tapestry of Mesoamerican beliefs and practices, giving us a backstage pass to their worldview. Moreover, it forces us to confront the consequences of cultural clashes and the impact of colonization on indigenous practices. An encore that brings home the truth about imperialism, religious intolerance, and the delicate dance of cultural diversity. It urges us to reflect on our modern acts and ensure that history doesn't repeat its gruesome encore. Ultimately, human sacrifice in Mesoamerica was a haunting melody, a dance with the devil reverberating through the ages. The Aztecs and Maya played their parts in this dark symphony, leaving a legacy that beckons us to peer behind the curtain and seek understanding in the most unexpected places. Let's study and learn, for it is through understanding the past that we may yet embrace a brighter, more enlightened future.
So, you've endured a slice of the RPTM podcast. We're not saying we aimed to tickle your funny bone, but we wouldn't mind if a chuckle accidentally slipped out. And hey, if we managed to wring a tear or two from those ducts of yours, that's just a bonus. If, against all odds, you found this episode remotely captivating, consider sparing a thumbs upward motion and indulge in the grand gesture of subscribing. Who knows? You might subject yourself to more of our potentially mind-stirring tete-a-tete in the future.